It changed. Here we go. I haven't been able to play it as much as I want to. Oh, you got... Yeah, you did get Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. I forgot you did. I mean, that's fine. As long as you get to play, like... I would say, like... Just an hour each time, it should be okay. Yeah, you did get Pikmin 3. That I remember. You talked to me about it. How far are you in Pikmin 3? It feels like Zelda nuts and bolts at times. Well, unlike nuts and bolts, it's a lot more engaging and more creatively fun. I don't know, Nuts and Bolts had like the issue. Well, it might have been the issue where I've also had the mindset with Nuts and Bolts where I just wanted to finish the game. It's just the levels it was going through was pretty monotonous, is what I would say.
My nephew's been playing Tears of the Kingdom.
How does he like it?
They were just talking about it like all day today.
Focusing mainly on finding food. Yeah, no, take it easy. Like, take it as this one step at a time, Skull. Like, don't rush it if you don't have to. Obviously, rush it when you're low on food. But if you have plenty of food, which as long as you plan it out well, you should have plenty of food. With the little time I spent on it. Yeah, it's been fun. I've been, like, thoroughly going around, but also gradually doing the, what's the story I've been doing. Oh, you're at Winged Pikmin. Yeah, those are the most broken Pikmin in the game. Like, purple Pikmin were the broken Pikmin in Pikmin 2. Winged Pikmin are the broken Pikmin in Pikmin 3, which is probably why they're not in Pikmin 4. I have like 29 days. Yeah, you have like 29 days. Like, yeah, that is no pressure at all. I really wish it came out 2 years ago. I mean, technically speaking, it was ready. Well, reports say it was ready at the time. It was ready last year, but they delayed it to have more time for polishing. So, up to you if you really think that is upsetting or not. PAX is coming up. Why? As far as they can find, yeah. I guess I can't really move with the current micro USB I'm using. I can't move it that much, so I gotta pause. PAX is coming up. I got my tickets. Carl, Sean, and I have our tickets, so there's that. Oh, right. I was doing the special episode. Right. I could do this a little bit longer. Alright, what was I doing again? That's the title of this episode. just once. Plain see. Now that I see this, I think of that meme. I think you showed that meme a couple times, yeah. What? Sceptile and Dusknoir are going through this, and what was it? Dusknoir is now confused why he's being attacked. Now the question is like, what happens to these guys? That's the story we're going through, yeah. I don't know how long this special episode is, so we will go until we need to. I could ask James or someone else to look up how long this special episode is, and so I could determine whether I think I should stop at some point.
Which what's it called?
The Dark Wasteland. Or look up the bonus episode for Grovyle and Dusknoir. I forget what it is. I think it might be 5 or 4.
Robot.
Because I just want to know how long this episode is. Like, I just need to know the length, not specifically the whole. Oh, I was also looking for the stairs, and I just realized I had the stairs right in front of me. I'm just way too used to. Wow, I had a derp moment. Like, how many dungeons are in this one per se? I think like that will tell me like how many dungeons are left, because I'm in the second, or like I'm in the Dark Wasteland dungeon. Me with Dusknoir choking. Oh, that, yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, you did post that in like Carl's Discord.
Okay, so far all I found is the wiki. In the future of darkness, Grovyle is the playable character. Barren Valley, Dark Wasteland.
Hold on, don't say too much. Just like read it. Yeah, that sounds like you found the amount of how many dungeons there are. Because I went through like... Because this is my second dungeon at least, I think.
Okay, so I'm guessing these highlighted in blue with links, like these things that have like their own wikis or wiki pages dedicated to them are like major areas.
Probably.
So 3, 2, 3. I'm not counting these. At least 5.
5, huh? So I've already beaten 1. This is my second, so that means I'm gonna have to go 3 after this. Well, we'll see if how many of these how these dungeons are lengthwise as we go.
This might be 6, 7. Okay, I counted the names of 7 major areas.
Oh, that is on the... Seven major areas. Yeah, that's gonna... This episode's gonna take a while. Well, Kraid can go back to playing Duel Links. I don't know how... Actually, I don't even know. Yeah, I wish you luck on that, Kraid. Because getting to 25, level 25 is not too bad. Oh, you now understand what Pikmin being hard now? Yeah, like that's why I say when it comes to Pikmin being difficult, you have to have a good amount of patience and understanding of like what the mechanics is like. Because if you don't have that, then the game is pretty frustrating to you because how much you have to manage, basically. Again, I personally do like Pikmin 2, but I do not recommend it for you, Skull, until you understand, like, thoroughly, like, really understand what Pikmin is like, how it controls, and also Pikmin 2, and expect the most annoying mechanics and characters in Pikmin 2. That's fine. Remember, and Pikmin 1 is janky, so if you ever want to go back and try Pikmin 1, you're gonna have a janky time. And some of the enemies can be a little bit annoying based off the jankiness.
Looks like Grovyle hasn't arrived yet. I'll run and report to Master Tioga.
I came from the hole. I'm a zombie.
Grovyle? Oh. Uh-oh. Master Tioga.
There's something I want to ask. Sorry, but you have to come with me. Like how I went from Prime Remaster to original Prime Echoes 2. Prime Echoes 2 was hard, but the jump from Pikmin 1 to 2 is way more different. Again, Pikmin 1 has jankiness. Prime doesn't have that jankiness. It just gets used to the controls. Pikmin 1 has, like, you get used to controls, but there's a lot of weird, like, since you play Pikmin 3, you're now going to associate the jankiness with how polished Pikmin 3 is versus how Pikmin 1 is. Pikmin 1 has, like, slow-growing Pikmin. You can't pluck them instantaneously. Throwing them and all that stuff and whistling them is really weird. Bye, Kyle. And just Pikmin 2 is... Look, Pikmin 2 was very janky to me, too, especially graphical. Pikmin 2 has a nice graphics to me, so that one is... Oh, no, Prime 2, you meant Prime 2, yeah. Prime 2 was janky to me. I mean, maybe just because of me, I'm used to, what was it? Frick. I'm used to first-person shooters. Maybe that's why. I have to actually be careful with this cable. This cable is not the most stable. I first realized I dropped my stylus. I gotta really be careful to touch the cord. I need to change that cord once I'm done with this stream. But after using the dual stick ongoing game, I was like, Craig's enjoying the video you sent him. Okay, that's good. Yeah, no, like, again, they're my group of people I watched. I like to watch their stuff just on the background. Because, I grew up with them. So there's that. Hey. Tell me. Tell me! Man, why is Justin not here? Tell me! You're not after only me anymore. You also attacking Dusknoir, right? What's the deal?
That's...
Hold on, wait. What's his voice again?
this deep? Is this deep? James, is this deep?
Yes. Deep.
Okay, yeah, that might be it. I can't hear it in my ear right now because it's a little bit awkward. But yeah, I grew up with Mark, Felix, corpse husband. I grew up with. I don't know if Kraid knows these people, but he's the only person. Well, actually, James, you might know. Do you remember the creatures?
A creature. That sounds a bit vague.
That's the group YouTube name. I don't know if
No.
Kraid knows. Okay, so you don't know. I don't know if Kraid knows. So what got me? I grew up with was Chugga Conroy was the big YouTuber, and then I was watching SSOH PKC, which was part of Creatures, and Uber Haxanover. Those are like my big three I watched and grew up with, and got into other YouTubers. Proton John was like the streamer that got me into streaming, and Nintendo Priestland was just on the group with those. I don't know if Kraid knows the Creatures. They were like the pinnacle of gaming YouTube at a point. Like, for example, Felix for PewDiePie Skull, Uber Nova, what I mentioned, I would argue that at one point he and Felix were literally neck and neck in terms of popularity in terms of gaming. If he kept going with what he was doing and kept pushing himself more without getting so burnt out with a lot of things and and unfortunately getting caught in a lot of things, he might have actually been like same thing with PewDiePie. Yes, Chugga Conroy was the guy Phantom met. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really watch you.
What?
Oh, I think I didn't really watch a lot of YouTube growing up because I had AOL.
Yeah, it's true.
You're a Sableye. Will you not follow my orders? Bring this to mind. You know what happens when I'm displeased.
I'll talk. We don't want to do it either, honestly. To attack Master Dusknoir, it's just... It's the truth, please believe me.
Then why did you attack? AOL America. Oh my god, Skull. You're now making me old. But then again, I never used AOL as a kid, so I can't exactly say too much.
We were ordered to. We had no choice.
By whom? By the one you think.
Master Dusknoir's replacement. Master Dialga's new henchman.
Oh. I'm literally almost 22. I'm a baby. You're still making me feel old.
My replacement? A new henchman?
Yes. That's Master Dialga's direct subordinate now. Instead of Master Dusknoir, the Pokemon that was selected is very resourceful. And the Pokemon will become the final agent to be sent back to the past.
Resourceful? A final agent sent to the past? Dusknoir.
That was who ordered you, wasn't it? The new henchman ordered you to attack me.
Yes. Master Dusknoir failed and is no longer needed. So we were told to eliminate him.
Internet speed was less than 1 megabytes per second. Yep. Kraid said you guys call it AIM. AIM AOL is about the same thing, though.
One stands for, well, AIM is just AOL Instant Messaging.
Yeah. For chatting, I had the opportunity for that. My parents rejected me from getting to do that.
So we were told to eliminate him. We all disagreed and said we couldn't do that, but that's what the new henchman commanded. The henchman said it wasn't his decision. It was an order from Master Dialga. Wah!
That fool. Master Dialga eliminate me. Can you believe it? Something like that.
Tell me.
Tell me, Sable-Eye, that henchman, the new henchman, who is it anyway?
That's something I can't say. Forgive me.
No way, say it. Tell me.
I'm not telling. If I told you, I don't know what would happen to us. So please, please don't make me tell you that.
I seriously need to get a better chord than this.
Sorry. I seriously need to get a better chord than this. I played that.
Lost. Mesodialga want me eliminated.
You know what? Screw it. This chord is way too unreliable. There's a reason why I was throwing this away. Crap. Need to find a chord. Ah, there it is. Found my old reliable chords. I freaking hate that some of these chords just like... I hate micro USBs just like break so easily.
Mesodialga.
Dusknoir.
Grovyle, I know what you're thinking right now. You think me pathetic. Me. Laugh. Go ahead and laugh. Betrayed. Thrown aside.
Laugh or do what you like. It doesn't matter to me, Dusknoir. What I'm concerned about is that new henchman, a resourceful Pokemon as a final agent. What kind of Pokemon is this henchman anyway? I've got a bad feeling about this. We should really hurry to Tempura Tower.
The only way left for me to go is I've got no choice but to go to Tempura Tower. Whether Mesodialga really said to eliminate me or not, I can't be sure either way. I have to go to Tempura Tower too. I have to know Mesodialga's true intentions. Let's go.
He just said you failed. For now, fighting alongside him is reassuring. However, Dusknoir still looks up to Dialga. That hasn't changed. Now, when we meet Dialga at the Tempura Tower, Dusknoir will probably side with Dialga. Then I'll have to take on Dialga and Dusknoir by myself. Well, not just them. There's also Dialga's new henchman. So I'll have to fight 3 enemies. Can I do that? All those opponents? By myself?
What's wrong? Aren't you going?
When that time comes, I'll be ready. I've decided to go. I'm just getting myself psyched up. Let's go! Ugh. Okay, so this is the 3rd major dungeon.
We're here. This is the entrance to Tempura Tower.
Tempura Tower, huh? Now that you mention it, in the past, Roy and Goku are also climbing up Tempura Tower as we speak, as I expect. Roy, Goku, do your best. Ganbatte. I believe in you. The rest is up to you. In this world, I'll do everything I can. Together for the future. Alrighty then. He literally says you failed, dude. Well, the good news is that I didn't have that many items. I got a lot more money than anything. All right, let's go. Oh, I think I recognize this music. This is similar to like the. This is similar to What was it? This is in Primal Dialga music. Yeah. No yawning, James. Okay, so all the enemies are just really tough. They're weak enemies, but they're tough. Or not weak enemies. They're specifically weak first stage Pokemon. Actually, Skull, when you play Pikmin, do you play it with Kraid too? Like with at least the 2-player challenge modes and stuff like that? Actually, I don't even know if I genuinely don't know if you can, if there's like any specific I'm just gonna leave. Yeah. I don't know if there's any specific cutscenes, because I know in Pikmin 2 there is. So you're not doing it. Okay, so you're trying them all by yourself. I know that in like you play with 2-player, I've always done with like 2-player of how one person does a lot of distracting and then the other does all of like the attacking and all that stuff. So you don't. Okay. Well, if you can do solo it by yourself with some of the challenge modes, that'll be pretty impressive. Some of those challenges are really tight and really like you need to know your mechanics well. I leveled up. What did I detect? I'll get rid of detect. Yeah, if I just go through the transform, there's Ditto around here. If I just go from stages, not only I will not lose too many of my items, I won't get too many items.
Apple.
Apple a day keeps the... Oh, I'm cursed. I remember back in the day, cursed was such a devastating thing. Remember when cursed actually was like super devastating and so mysterious when it was like with its no like typing move, being a no type move. James, you remember those days?
I think. Oh no, I was mixing it up with Destiny Bond for a moment.
Man, that drowsy kept dodging. Why won't you stop dodging? Oh, there's the... At the very least, these floors go faster when you just go straight to the stairs. I think I lost... I don't think I lost anything too substantial. That is unfortunate. I'm DM. You mean I'm tired? Yeah. No worries, Skull. You and Kraid have a good rest of your night. I'll catch you guys later. Sleep well, and thanks for chatting. I probably will stream for at least another hour or two before I head off. Well, maybe an hour or two. I don't know. I don't know how long I feel like playing this one. James says it's like going to be a couple dungeons. No, the apple! It's gone. Alright.
Oh.
Good night. Yeah. Take it easy. Once you get used to work, you can start hanging out more often. Alright. Night, Queen. Ah, there it is. We've climbed pretty far.
We're almost to the pinnacle, and that's where Master Dialga is. Hey, Grovyle, once we've arrived at the pinnacle, do you plan on fighting right away?
I don't know if it will be right away or not. The second I catch a whiff of trouble, I'm going to move in immediately to handle it.
But before that, could you give me a little time to talk to Master Dialga? I want to know Master Dialga's true intentions.
No way! If you talk to Master Dialga, then you'll probably begin to side with Dialga. Besides, the new henchman will likely be there as well. And then it will be 3-on-1. Chances of me winning are slim to none.
I don't plan on making friends with a new henchman. Fine, go and fight by yourself, on the pinnacle. After you fight Master Dialga, and once you are defeated, go ask Master Dialga.
Do whatever you want. So basically, I won't have him on the side. I won't have him as a partner. Which honestly is not too bad, personally. Threw that confusion one away, but I don't know. I thought it would be fine. Say that and I get super confused and I'll be like, oh, I wish I never did that before.
You idiot!
I better find the stairs so I can actually get out of here. And get unburned.
Wait, does burn actually last until you leave?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's an issue, is that burn will stick with me until I leave. Like, basically a lot of the statuses don't, unless they're very, very temporary, will not end until you leave a floor.
Hmm. Alright, I think I'm gonna head off to bed too.
No, you won't. I will not allow it. You're contracted as my husband and wife that you have to stay with me forever. Alright, good night, James. Sleep well. Oh, that was annoying. And then there was only one. Ah, there's the stairs. Ooh, wait a minute. Uh. My belly's not that... I'll take it anyway. This is another oranberry. It is another oranberry. I'll eat another apple. Just because I can make a little more space. God, why does it... I always land on... It feels like I always land on the stupid traps. Like, they're strategically made to be right in front of me.
Hmm.
I don't need an apple. Oh, I can't... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't think I can actually hit them. God. That is a big oof.
Oh, because they're levitating.
Yeah, all my basically moves. I only have a normal type and a ground type move. Which, normal type can hit any other Pokemon. Ground type can't. But normal type cannot necessarily hit the Spurn Orb. What is a Spurn Orb? But the normal type cannot hit any ghost types. So I'm kind of screwed. I'll save it till I absolutely need it for whatever reason. Still got some time. Good thing like Miss Magius is not like super common. There we go. Also, hi Justin. You're late to the party. You missed me saying Grovyle Dan Green to be like, tell me Tell me. Can't believe you missed that. It was such a pinnacle moment, and then you were just like, no, I'm not gonna be here. So upsetting. Oh, hey, convenient. Yeah, my inventory is full, and I'm trying to maximize it when I can get to the end. Totter seed. That's actually not too bad, so I'll swap it with that orb. The thing about orbs is that while I like to usually use them for like monster houses, really. Oh, he has a rage attack. Okay. Well, that basically tells me that I need to use a max elixir. Because yeah, orbs are literally useless when it comes to bosses. But seeds are not. Well, that was just bad luck. That was straight up bad luck. Great. I used one reviver seed. I don't know how hard it's gonna be later. Going to bed, James?
I figured this dungeon was almost done, right?
Yeah, this dungeon. If this is based on the dialogue, it should be the last dungeon before the final boss. So it shouldn't be too much longer. Yeah, so Justin, to give you some context, I asked James, because I wanted to see how long I really wanted to stream today, and I asked him like basically how many dungeons there are in this special, and he said like there was like what, 5 or 6 or something like that. No, 5 or 7. And I was like, that's a lot, but as long if they keep going short like this, I should be able to beat it in like the next 30 minutes kind of thing. So that's what I'm intending, is to try to beat it, but I think I'm almost to the boss, so that's why I'm just like, Tim Allen, All right. Made it through the dungeon.
What you see over there is the pinnacle, Grovyle.
Got it. Let's go. Nobody's here, huh?
That's very strange. Master Dialga is always over there.
Why isn't Dialga there now? Sableye said Dialga would send a final agent. But to send another agent back to the past, I expected would take an enormous amount of power. To generate that kind of power, Dialga would have to hold still for some time. I thought he was in Tempura Tower.
Your guess is correct. I thought so too. I thought so. That should be right. However, if he's going to send an agent back to the past, there is another method.
Back to the past? Another method? It's called Doc Brown.
That's right. If he needs to send the agent through time, Grovyle, you should know what method I'm talking about.
Should know what method? No. It can't be. The passage of time?
Yes, the passage of time. Rather than waiting for Master Dialga to regenerate, they will most likely look for Celebi and use the passage of time to send the agent back to the past. I'm sure of it. Master Dialga, probably left here to catch Celebi.
Dialga left to catch Celebi? But I don't think it will be that easy to catch Celebi.
If it were just the Sableye, you'd be right. However, it is a different story if Master Dialga himself went to catch her. And that new henchman, I'm worried about their ability.
Dusk Forest. I always met Celebi in Dusk Forest. Well, here comes a new dungeon. Celebi.
Grovyle. No matter what, she's up against Dialga. We're most likely already too late.
Shut up, Dusknoir. She wouldn't be caught that easily. That's right, Celebi's not weak. But, as Dusknoir said, she's up against Primal Dialga. And the resourceful new henchman too. The last time I fought Dusknoir in the Deep Dusk Forest, we weren't too far from here. I think Celebi would be on the lookout and would have left by it right now. Celebi, I'm begging you. Keep yourself safe. Well,
I thought there were only 3 gendered legendaries.
I think so.
Like Latios and Latias, and then there's Manaphy.
Well, Manaphy's still genderless.
Oh, I thought they could breed.
They can breed, but I think they're genderless. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. Oof. Breeding mechanics are weird. I mean, yes. They've always been weird, Justin. I just forget if breeding was like... Manaphy is like the only one I think can breed, right? Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
The gender of most legendary Pokemon is unknown, with 10 notable exceptions. Okay, so there's 10 gendered legendaries.
Okay. Sassy. So what are the 10 gendered legendaries then?
Latios, Latias, Heatran, Cordelia, Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, Kopu, Urshifu, and Enamorus.
Okay, so... So there are a few, there are quite a bit of, gender legendaries. A lot more than I expected, personally. Salamence! Dusknoir leveled up. So, from what you said, 7. I got poisoned. Gotta get her out. Who put the sandstorm on? Who put the rude sandstorm on? Alright, so I still need to get to... Oh man, how many dungeons do I really need to go through? Well, I will say at the very least, a lot of these dungeons haven't been skateboard. Man, I'm not escaping. Yes. All right, who did the sandstorm right away? James, did you put the sandstorm on? Are you Darude Sandstorm?
Yes.
Can you sing me it?
It's like late. No, probably. The others would not be happy with me singing at midnight.
It's not like you're singing like super loud. I'm gonna use some of my. I'm gonna use some of my orbs. At this point, like, if I'm gonna go to Primal Dialga soon, I should probably use some of my orbs. I got a lot of orbs in storage anyway. I'm now doing the... I'm being unique and actually activating my items instead of holding them to the last minute. Like, wow. Like most RPG people do. Are you one of those typical RPG people that hold their items to the last possible moment?
It depends. Like, if I'm expecting to find more of them, then not really. But like, if it's a game where like, I'm not really, because like, a lot of times if I'm new to a game, I don't really know how to gauge like whether or not it's feasible to replace what I'm using or not.
I mean, that's what I do with a lot of new games too. It's like if I know a game, then yeah, I'll use my items as the way I know how the game is laid out.
Like, I was playing Dishonored, Dishonored 2 recently, and I finished that. And I more or less didn't use any consumables. Like, or at least I used like maybe like less than 20% of the consumables I found, because I'm just like, I don't know how they're distributed throughout the level, and like, if I say use one of them, I'm like, I don't even know if I remember where in the level I left the rest. If I were to go back to them.
Justin, are you one of those people that likes to save items? I mean, you play a lot of like different RPG games, so...
I remember I did hoard like a stupid amount of health potions back in like when I played games like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Oh yeah, that's that, yeah.
I would have like dozen, I think I had like 60 health potions at one point. I'm just like...
Oh, dang it, it's Lopez! Dude, 2 raids in like 1 night. How you been doing, my dude? It's been like for a while. Lopez! Shout out. The kid. There we go. Yeah, it's been a while, my dude. Yeah, I haven't streamed on like Saturdays in like forever because I was in the middle of moving and getting through a lot of things. So yeah, I've been busy. I've been tired. I've been like busy. I'm still cleaning up my room. My room is currently hot as heck, even with a fan, so I need to circulate it better. But other than that, I've been good. How about you, my dude? How was your stream? What game did you play? What stream game you were playing? Also, dude, did you get your PAX tickets? Are you gonna go to PAX West and we're gonna see each other or something like that? Because I know it's just sold not too long. Like, they're on sale right now. So yeah, you've been busy. Well, I'm glad to hear it, dude. Yeah, but to all those raiders, yeah, my name is BlazerGamer112. Also, you can call me Blazer, Nick, or whatever. I play a variety of games. Currently playing EOS, Explorers of Sky. This is the mystery dungeon game that I've always heard great things about. I'm in the post game, so obviously right now is spoilers for those who ever have seen like this literally image right here. So if you haven't played it or anything, I suggest you guys go somewhere else. Otherwise, feel free to hang. It's chill night. I'm just playing through this episode for the time being. I'm probably gonna stick with this game until I beat this little bit of story and then call it a night. If there's no punishment for hoarding my gotcha tendencies, kick it in. There's always punishment for you, Justin. I was playing Overcooked with my friends, and yeah, I haven't got to take it. Oh yeah, nice. Wait, are you going for all 4 days or going like for specific days? I'm going for all 4 days, so we will have to see each other when PAX happens. I'm trying to go to there as well as Nintendo Live that it happens. I signed up. I try to go in it 4 days. Nice. We will definitely see each other then. I'll let Phantom know at least, so that he and I will try to work out meeting with you later. But yeah, get a hotel at some time there, and we'll definitely hang. I'm probably not gonna go to panels that often. I probably just go to Expo Hall a lot more anyway, because a lot of the panels are mostly the same for me than anything. Yeah. Speaking of gotcha tendencies, I got my dailies to go through. But yeah, hope Overcooked was good. I'm gonna continue on with the story. So, but yeah, no, Lopez, I think it's been nice getting to you. I'm playing the story for like the whole Dusknoir Grovyle bit. So if you don't know what that one is, it's just trying to figure out mysteries. Dun dun dun. Pokemon game with mysteries? That's unheard of.
Is this it, Grovyle? The place you met Celebi?
Yeah, that's right.
It's quiet. Too quiet. Was she already captured? Was she already taken away? Or maybe she sensed danger and ran away from here. It's possible she got with them. Maybe she's still hiding somewhere nearby. Could be any of those.
There's something strange about the air here. Been screaming with my sister trying to cook. Lol, Pokemon Explorers guy is cracked. I have a love-hate relationship with Explorers of Sky. I'll get into that once we get through this story bit, because I want to continue with story bits for a little bit, and then I'll explain my ordeal with obviously Explorers. But yeah, I get the screaming. Celebi, she probably left already.
Whee!
I knew it.
They brought me right into their trap. Dusknoir, Dialga's new henchman, is just as crafty and wicked as you are.
I am the Master Dialga's only henchman. I can't allow anyone to take my place.
Here they come. Alright, here we go. So, Lopez, I have a love-hate relationship with Explorers. I played both Super Mystery Dungeon and I played this. Those are the only two Mystery Dungeon games I played for full. I've seen the story for at least Red and Blue Rescue Team, and I've seen some of Gates to Infinity. So I kind of basically get almost all the taste of Mystery Dungeon. I like Mystery Dungeon as a concept, and I think this is definitely the best in terms of like, well, Super Mystery Dungeon has like great quality of life changes, but this one has definitely the better story compared to Super Mystery Dungeon. Oh, for sure. Let's see. My problem? My problem with Mystery Dungeon is the random RNG damaging aspects of this game. Like, how should I say? The problem is with specifically with this game is that the moves like magnitude or whatever can hit afar on rooms and can do like so much damage, and you can't do anything to protect yourself. Like the amount of RNG and how much the moves like deal to you, I thoroughly do not like. I really don't think there's a really good balance for this game, and that is my issue with this game. It's unbalanced. That's where I stand, and that's what I feel like this game really just fails. I don't know if you agree with me or not, though, Lopez, but I do like it. Again, I really do like Mystery Dungeon, but I don't think it's a solid game. It's like, if I were to pick a, if I was told to pick up a Mystery Dungeon game, there was a decent chance I will like it, but the issue with it specifically is the issue with Mystery Dungeon specifically is that what's the words I'm looking for? They are I will like most of it, but not a lot of it to make me replay it again. I think that's what I would say. It's like Mystery Dungeon is a game series that just fails to balance out the attacks and Pokemon, and that's what my issue with Mystery Dungeon specifically is just its balancing.
Look, you're squishing me.
Tell us, what happened to Celebi? Where's Dialga?
Master Dialga ran off in pursuit of Celebi to Frozen Island.
Frozen Island?
That solitary island to the south of here? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Wah! Oh,
Beat it.
Eek!
Just beat it. Beat it. Open room is rough since the Pokemon might have a AoE move or a really long. Yeah, that's the issue with it. Again, like it's all about that, but there's also the random RNG for like confusion and all that stuff where you get stun locked for like forever in like monster houses and stuff like that. I really hate it. Like I really don't like how some of the moves are just absolutely broken and there's like little balancing to them. Like it doesn't make the game fun. I've had so much frustration playing Super Mystery Dungeon, especially because I had Carl, like Fanto, really help me a lot. And honestly, I seriously cannot stress this enough, is that it just made the whole experience sour. That's why I'm just like, Mystery Dungeon is just a love-hate relationship at this point. I like the concepts, but until they balance it out with a very perfect game. I haven't tried DX, so they may have changed that, but I haven't really tried it yet. It's not going to be a game I'm going to look forward to all the time. Frozen Island. Is it a different land? Well, it's an island that you've never heard of. Yes, it's different.
That's right. We'll have to move across space.
How do we do that?
Don't worry. If we follow the cliff south from here, the Porygon there will send us across space. Let's go.
What is it? Oh, it's nothing.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just my arms. I feel like I've regained the strength in my arms.
Now that you mentioned it, earlier when he was pushing around Sableye, that incredible power, there's no mistaking. Dusknoir's power is growing stronger than ever before. I wonder if his wounds have significantly healed.
my strength is returning.
Overcook is pain. Nah, it's not that much pain. Magnitude.
This is the entrance to spatial cliffs. Once we pass through here, we'll come to the place where Porygon live.
Celebi and Dialga have already gone to Frozen Island. Let's hurry. So, what you said about the whole, like, specific, amount of, the specific amount of, dungeons, James, I think you're right. But luckily, I'm going through this pretty fast. Like, I know I'm, like, going through the dungeons fast, but I'm not going through the story fast. Look, I'm already running out of space as is. I don't want to keep sacrificing all that. And the less time I spend, the better. Because not only will I, like, I will not die so much, but because there's just so much Pokemon in these dungeons that could do really damaging hits, and I really need to be careful. There's an item up there. I'm not gonna go after it.
Alright, I'm gonna head off to bed now for real.
Sounds good. Have a good night, James. Thanks for joining. Sleep well.
Bye.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.
Psst, Justin, join me. I'm all alone.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of items.
Psst, Justin, I'm all alone.
Money. Max elixirs are always good. Actually, I'll swap it for that. That's just a regular apple. I don't need that. I really should just use the R to go in diagonal. Or is it R or L? It's R, yeah. I was pressing L and I was saying R. I don't know my direction, people. Warp orb, huh? Yeah, that whatever that move they keep using, I'm really not gonna look up. Basically whatever that move is really annoying because it gets rid of all my PP for my moves. I'll use it in the next part. Oh, nearby traps? I thought it would do the entire dungeon. That would be broken. But then again, as I mentioned, this game doesn't really have a lot of like balancing. How does a takedown hit Dusknoir? I'm getting a lot of money, but I have not even found a Kecleon yet. Good thing that counter didn't happen. I was worried. Oh, apple. Hotter seed. I mean, again, I'm using my orbs mainly because I am running out of space, and at this point, it's like if I don't start using them, I'm just losing space for all the seeds that I could take. Usually play Pikachu since Thunderbolt hit ghosts inside walls. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately I don't do that all the time. I just play whatever Pokemon I get because that's what the original playstyle for these games are. It's like whatever Pokemon you get, you stick with. And so that's what I did. I've gotten a Torchic and I got a Riolu as my questionnaires. I could reset, but I didn't. I actually got recently some games in my collection now that are GBA games. I got Minish Cap finally. So there's that. I know it's on like the Switch and I could play it because I do have the expansion and everything. But nah. Actually, Lopez, is there any like... I'm actually curious, what are some games that, I guess like both for you, for like it's both, I'm going all the way up there, screw that. I would say for you, what are games in the past that you really liked playing growing up versus, and also games that from the past that you've always wanted to play? Because I've been collecting games that I've always heard in the past that are good, or I hear later on, but there's been like a few games where I've definitely heard some of these games were like really, really good. Like Mystery Dungeon, like this game, I've heard so many good things about it for so long, and I've never got the chance to get it until like a few years ago, and I finally got it, and I enjoyed it. I played Super Mystery Dungeon before this, so which might have tainted my mood a little bit from it, but it's still a fun game that I finally got to play. But I very much not gonna be playing this to 100%. Heck no. I don't think I'm not 100%. I don't usually 100% games, and even then, I don't think this game's worth 100% because you need to get all the Pokemon, and I believe that this game specifically, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard this, like Justin, you told me this, or Luigi, where I remember that I'm almost dying. Yes, I remember that almost I'm dying, but I think I remember, what was it? In order to get certain Pokemon, you need to defeat them on a specific tile per dungeon. Like, each floor is different. Yeah, Justin, join me. I'm lonely. I'm almost done with this whole, I'm almost done with this dungeon, I think? Question mark? What is eye drop seed? Oh, I think it's just a vision thing. You're good. You're good. You're good. How much money do I have? I have over $6,000. I don't need that much. All right. We made it through the dungeon.
Porygon. Master Dusknoir.
It's been a while. The reason I've come here, I bet you can guess at what I'm going to request.
Oh, you don't remember this scene? I'm surprised, Justin. I thought you would know, like, most of this game. That's the thing. You're supposed to be my Pokemon expert. You're supposed to know every single detail of every single game. Wow, Justin, you're failing me. When will Porygon ever featured in the game ever? Bro, it's been 10 years. Excuses, dude! You're supposed to remember everything in games. God, you're supposed to be my encyclopedia of game knowledge. Fight me. I won't join you. Sheesh. No, please. No, please join me. I'm sorry. Gomenasai. Gomenasai? Gomenasai. I think I'm butchering it, honestly.
Okay, that's difficult. We are being held by Sableye, and behind you, Master Dusknoir, is...
Are you saying you won't listen to me?
We'll do it. This way, please. Well then, we'll transmit you to Frozen Island. Don't move.
The issue is that they said someone's behind them. They said someone's behind them. I'm concerned. This is...
Frozen Island. Before time stopped, it was called Blizzard Island.
Well, that's actually creative.
Now that the world has plunged into darkness, it's much more severe. It's become closed off.
So, where do we go then? What was that?
It's the Snow Rat. I believe they
Hey, wait up a moment. I have something I want to ask. I think you would have noticed if anyone came other than us came through here recently. Did you see anyone? If you've noticed anything at all, please tell me. It's really important. Did you understand any of that? They're no help. They're just teasing me.
The attitudes of the Pokemon living in this world of darkness are a bit warped. Grovyle, I suspect you know best than anyone else. I know I don't really know where it would be best to go. However, I believe if we followed the path that lies ahead of here, it would be best. I suspect the Sableye will have laid other traps, so we should proceed with caution.
Yes, I see. However, the ones we met, if we see them again...
Whoever this Snow could tease him like that. This guy, sometimes he can be so innocent. No, that's why his heart is not influenced by the power of darkness.
Is this Kingdom Hearts now? What a chilly reception. No, I think they're pretty cool. Don't be so cold against them. Yeah, this is becoming like Kingdom Hearts. It's the darkness has corrupted all their hearts. This is a long chapter. Again, like if I were to actually take it like each dungeon seriously and get every single item, I would be at this for a while. Good thing I actually forgo that just so I can progress. I am missing Kecleon and I wish I could try it. Maybe one day before I call close on this game, I'll actually try and battle Kecleon to get free stuff. Also, why is there a Tangrowth here? The Tangrowth in the winter area is like a danger zone. Actually, I don't... Justin, remind me, was Tangrowth even a good Pokemon evolution? I thought it was like pretty decent, but it wasn't that great for Tangela when it was first introduced. I thought it was decently cool. I mean, I grew up with Gen 4. I grew up with Gen 1, 2, and 4. Why do I always land on self-destruction apps? Oof. Grovyle leveled up. I think I might be this level 48 by the time I fight Dialga. But yeah, I'm not going for those. Oh, there's a Licky. Ooh, Licky in this area. He's a pretty bulky one. Licky was actually a decent. I remember hearing about it, and it wasn't the best evolution. At least to me design-wise when I was younger. But Licky Licky was definitely... Oh my god. I lost PP on... Oh, okay. Okay. See how it is, game. But I thought Licky Licky was weird, but now I discovered that it's actually... Licky Licky is not that bad of a Pokemon. It's pretty bulky. It's just slow. Oh yeah, like the multi-hit attacks is what I also hated about Mystery Dungeon games. I really dislike it personally. Oh, Gengar. Kill.
Kill.
So the dungeon stairs are in the middle. All right, what we got? Dark Ice Mountain. I realize this dungeon's called Dark Ice Mountain. So much darkness. Why can't it be just like, go past the happy-go-lucky field?
It's the only thing that is somehow still not frozen in time, or, you know, whatever the other stuff is.
It always has to be like so doom and gloom. Why can't they just have... Why can't Dialga just give a sunshine and lollipop area? Be like, this is the safe haven. This is where I will not touch, I promise. And so it'll always be like doom and gloom and be a benevolent ruler. Like, you can rule. Sounds like you want to play an SMT Persona game. I mean, I do want to try SMT for sure. I just don't know if I want to commit to it though yet. Persona, I've seen like enough of like 3 and 4. Like if I were to play Persona 4 at the very least, I might just play that on my own time personally. But if I were to play Persona 5, which is still a game I have not yet tried, then I will see what I feel like on that game. Again, I'm not like, this is my thing about choices games. I always have a god frickin' dang it. I think I have a lot of max elixirs. God frickin' dang it. This is one of my thing about like choice games personally, and it's just my own thing, really. I really don't like choice games a lot because when I go about them, they end up being like I end up second guessing myself a lot, and I really don't like doing choice games. And that's just me specifically. It's not anyone else. I just really don't like choice games because it just makes me regret certain things, and I just don't want to ever go back to playing them. And if I just try to reset all my choices and whatnot, because I always want to get the perfect one, it just ruins the game aspect. So I have like a love-hate relationship personally with choice games. This is why I barely play any choice games. Like I've tried like The Walking Dead. I want to try The Walking Dead season 1, like the first one that won like so many awards and got like Telltale their recognition. I've tried only one episode of that, and I never played it, touched it again, because I just can't handle making the choices, especially the quick ones. So again, this is all on me. I just personally don't like playing choice games. Nothing against the developers or writers for any choice games. It's also the same thing why I don't like watching people play choice game a whole lot of the time. Because it just ends up me just wanting to choose certain things unless it's like the optimal path. It's like if it's optimal, then it's like, yeah, I get it. I would pick that personally. But if it's not optimal, then that's different. Or it's like mean or anything like that, yeah, it's different. I'm just weirded. We've climbed pretty far. We will reach the peak soon, it seems.
Yes. However, I don't know what lies ahead for us. Be prepared.
So this is very much you are at the tail end of this episode. So this is not a storage unit, so I can't do anything about it. So yep, here we go. Gotta collect as much items as I can. I still have a lot of healing and a lot of reviver, so I will use it to my best of my ability. That on peak, like that just getting bigger and bigger says a lot. I almost left the stairs. I was like, I saw it the last second. Chesto berry, huh? I already have a chesto berry, so not needing that. Yeah, as long as I don't overspend my time, I don't use up my stomach that much. I already have a petrifying orb. Oh, that's the peak? I was not expecting it to be that, like, only like 4 floors. Well, this game just played a dookie on me. It's a pile of poo. I think it's a pile of poo. Nah, I mean, I got through a lot of dungeons. Now it's time to get to the final boss of this episode, is what I assume is the final boss. It seems like this is the pinnacle. And it looks like the trail heads down the mountain from here. It should be much easier.
Grovyle, look out above you.
What? Dusknoir, you protected me. Why did you protect me? Are you alright?
Never mind that. Look out. They're coming.
These guys?
Clearly, they have the power to do whatever they wish with us, but...
Go, Gogi.
Go Gigi.
This is literally that Gaga Giga Go Yu-Gi-Oh sound. Like I'm making that. It just sounds in my head of a Gaga Giga Go, the monster Justin. Giga Gaga Giga Go, Gaga Giga Go, Google Gaga Giga Go. Whoever named those stupid Yu-Gi-Oh cards really needs to be fired. Because I hate, like, why?
But looking at them, they seem to be influenced by the darkness that they've lost themselves. Seems like they've become more vicious. Go Gigi.
You're gonna have to try to take these guys. We're gonna have to try.
Don't believe there are only these guys, Grovyle.
What? What? Hey, it's a mammoth swine. He's a
Mammoth swine. Among ice types, mammoth swine are said to be the strongest Pokemon.
Is that true? Yeah, I can actually believe that. These guys. Who wrote this? A 2-year-old.
Here they come.
Is Mammoth Swine even like a good Pokemon personally to you, Justin? Like honestly, is it actually like one of those like Pokemon that you would like thoroughly like if you were given a like set of Pokemon and he was like one of the better type, like better Pokemon, would you actually take him? Because honestly, I think I would personally, because he's bulky and hits hard, but he has a like really weak types. In general, yeah. When I said they're good, yeah. Okay, so I can't use that orb. I was actually just genuinely curious if I could use that orb personally. Ah, the Mach Orb is completely gone. Okay. I know I've used these before. I just honestly don't remember because it's been so long since I last did a lot of this stuff. I might have to sacrifice him to take a hit. Because I can't keep... So one Reviver Seed. You will use one Reviver Seed. I didn't realize... Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I hate when it keeps missing. Okay, 2 Revivers, these were done. I think I'm still okay. I just need to get through these. kill these guys. Why are these guys not dead? Like, I'm thoroughly more like annoyed that Pokemon like this still just lives. That took way longer. I lost like 3 Oran Berries and 2 Reviver Seeds. I'm still okay, but still not. I don't like it at all. Go, 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 get. Groggy. Looks like we've driven them away.
I think I was injured by that chunk of ice.
Dusknoir. I think it would be smart if we hid for now. There's a crack in that ridge over there. Let's go. Would you like to save your adventure? No! Yes. I think this should be fine. Even if the Sableye come, they won't find us. Let's rest a while. We'll head out after a short time.
Grovyle. I've noticed his amazing judgment and leadership ability. When he was working with Roy and Goku, he made it through a lot of tough situations. However, his strength and endurance, he has a strong will and doesn't believe in failure. I wonder where all that came from.
By the way, that time, when that chunk of ice started falling straight onto my head, don't tell me you were trying to protect me.
It's a misunderstanding, Grovyle. Let's get this straight. I just really despise you. I really didn't want to help you in any way.
Aww, he's a tsundere. Burn him like the rest.
Still, I protected you because I believe I need your strength right now to take out that new henchman.
Are you saying I should help you to take down the new henchman, that is? Tried to yeet you towards the falling ice, but I missed and failed horribly. Dusknoir, probably.
The new henchman is the final agent. Even if I hadn't asked you, you were going to challenge him anyway, weren't you? In order to take on the new henchman, you and I should team up. Depending on the situation, we may need to defeat Master Dialga as well. That situation would be ideal for you, I believe.
How are your wounds from that chunk of ice?
They're nothing to worry about, and compared to earlier, I appear to have regained much of my strength. The damage I received from fighting you before is much more intense even now.
If you can come up with a load of complaints like that, you must be fine. We'll head out in a little while.
But first, something I wanted to ask.
What is it?
Will you be my friend?
Grovyle, why do you fight so hard like this? Before you said it was for the future. You said you fight for a new life. But if you do, you will disappear. Your existence will end. For me, that sort of thing, I cannot bear the idea. To make myself disappear, I will not allow it. With all that said, why do you fight so hard for such a goal?
Dusknoir, I understand that you don't want to disappear, but me, this is what I think. Even if we were to disappear, even if I were to disappear, I wouldn't truly disappear.
Nani?
Everything ends eventually. Even if history is not changed, even if the world of darkness continues in its current state, eventually the day will come when I won't be here anymore. Since that's the case, the timing of it doesn't matter. The important thing is not how long you live, is what you accomplish with your life.
With your life. What you accomplish.
While I live, I want to shine. I want to prove that I exist. If I do something really important, that would definitely carry on to the future. No, not just into the future. In Roy's and Goku's future too. My spirit has become part of them, I believe. In them, my spirit is alive. And that spirit could be passed along to others. And so, if I were to disappear, I think all that I have accomplished will go on. That would mean that it's living right.
Even if I disappear, I still live on. My spirit is alive.
We've rested enough. Shall we go? What an abrupt end to a very motivational conversation. Good on you, Grovyle. These ice pillars stand out in places. At the top of those pillars, there's something placed there. They're crackling with electricity. This is a strange place. It's... Who is it?
Relax. He's different from the ones we've encountered before.
I know. I wasn't looking for revenge or anything. I wanted to talk to him.
It's useless to talk. You just end up with another painful experience.
But there's no trail, so we have no other way. Hey, you. Wait, don't run away. I just want to talk.
Kiki?
If you know, please tell me. Before us, did anyone come through here?
Oh, them!
Wait, you can talk? Well, that's just a plot twist and a half. I wasn't not expecting these guys to actually talk for once. They speak the universal language. English.
Yeah, I saw them. A bunch of scary-looking Pokemon went through here in the group. They were Sableye, I think.
Is that true?
Where did they go?
They went that way. They went to the Icicle Forest.
Did you see only Sableye?
No, it wasn't just Sableye. Now that you mention it, the Sableye were carrying a Pokemon. It was pink and very pretty, that Pokemon.
Celebi. Celebi's already been captured.
Any other Pokemon? I believe there should have been a Pokemon that looked much stronger than the Sableye with them.
Let's see.
What? The pillar's electricity.
It's gotten pretty intense.
Oh, hey!
It looks like it's calmed down.
Hey, what's with him all of a sudden?
At any rate, Celebi and Sailor should be up ahead. Couldn't get Snow to confirm it. But there's a good chance that Master Dialga and his new henchmen will be there.
Yeah, that was our first clue. We won't let them get away.
Focus and let's go.
So, Justin, tell me, is this the last area to go through? Because I'm genuinely getting to a point where it's like I'm not 100% certain how long this is gonna take. Could you look up how many more areas I need to go through? Because I also honestly just want to know, because depending on how many areas left, I might just consider this as a good stopping point. Because again, I don't want to go too late, personally. Whew. Oof. Two more dungeons left. There's two more dungeons left. Yeah, if I stopped at the beginning of this island, I would be like, yeah, that's a good stopping point. Oopsie. Well, let's just see some stuff. There's a lot of mystery going on, that's for sure. I'm running out of orange berries, and I'm running out of... So I gotta take a couple orange berries. I got like 2 pages full. Basically 3 pages full of orange berries. God, I am not hurting on orange berries. Alright, you know what? Let's push through. We can get through this bonus episode so we can continue on with the main story next time. How about that? As long as these dungeons are not too long, I should be okay. And I say that this next dungeons are like 15 floors long each. Ditto use transform. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, Dusknoir one, I accidentally moved. But I hate those traps. This is where I say the balancing is just way too off. They should not have, like, destroy all your PP traps. Like that is straight up bullcrap of a design. I just ugh. Gliscor. Gliscor was a cool Pokemon personally. I just wish it got more recognition. I think it was like it's super fast and cool, but it's so unusable because it's a like what, a really fragile Pokemon or something. I thought it was cool, but I think like also Ash's Gliscor in the anime barely did anything. I could be wrong though. I haven't watched the anime, and I missed like a lot of the episodes in like the main series, in the main season, I should say. This music sounds like Metroid music, I just have to say. Just saw a subreddit posting saying how OP was. You would be mistaken misremembering by Gliscor. Really? Again, it's been a long time since I last seen like Ash's Gliscor. I know that he was evolved, but I also remember him not... I could be like misremembering between a different... Oh god, this is... Oh my god! This is exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my god, this is just straight up what I'm talking about when it comes to twice. Oh my god, this is bullcrap. This is absolutely bullcrap. I'm getting out of here. If they're gonna like again that type of stuff is not. This is why I love and hate these types of games. The amount of lack of planning on some of these games are just straight up like, I don't get it. It could be as simple of just double check to make sure it doesn't ruin the entire game. And there we go. 2 Reviver Seeds gone in a flash, and this thing is moved 3 times. 3 freaking times. I really hope I did not make a bad mistake, because if I go through this last bit of this dungeon with frustration, I will honestly hate myself again from doing this, because this is what I really don't like to do to myself. The other dungeons didn't do this badly, and then this suddenly throws like a curveball. Yeah, it needs to come out of the wall in order for that to work. I hate when you can't. I hate that you can't hit inside the wall just to attack a ghost Pokemon. You have to actually either run away or use a similar ghost Pokemon to attack them. It's such a nuanced way to go about it. Looks like we've made it through.
I think the Sableye are up ahead. Let's proceed with caution.
Save for venture. This is...
It looks like the deepest part of the ice-covered forest.
Over there, I can see some remarkably large ice pillar. There's a mysterious feeling in there. Is that...
Egad! Grovyle, look! Over there, just past those 4 huge pillars, can you see anything?
Yes, I can.
Looks like someone's lying there unconscious.
Come on. That is... Celebi! Celebi, can you hear me? It's me, Grovyle. Is someone holding you back? There's an odd keystone nearby. That means... Spiritomb. Ooh. I'm gonna give him the Pokédex voice.
Hee hee. Hee 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 hee.
Spiritomb, you. Why have you done this to Celebi?
You're wrong. You're wrong. This was not our doing.
Don't lie. Explain why Celebi is like this. You've done this to me before, so I know it's you. Besides, if you didn't do this to Celebi, then who else could have? What? What was this sensation? What? I don't understand why. Every nerve in my body is bristling. This is a bad sign. My instincts are screaming out that something's very wrong. But where is this feeling coming from?
You're wrong. Please believe us.
What is it trying to tell me? This overpowering sense of dread? What have I failed to understand? What am I wrong about?
Grovyle.
Celebi, you're awake.
You sure picked out a strange time to wake up. If we'd let you flee, we'd...
Let Celebi go, Spiritomb. If you won't let her go, I'll knock you out. Don't make me use force.
Don't come near.
What?
Did it.
You! My strength! I'm losing my strength. This is...
We can go now, right? We all done here, so we'll just be on our way. But behind Grovyle is Dusknoir. We can go, right?
What? What are you saying?
Get hold of yourself, Spiritomb. Remain with us a little longer.
Dusknoir, you! What's going on?
Listen, Grovyle, Master Diaga's new henchman, from the start, it was never revealed.
Debated. What?
Everything has been on according to my plan. This icicle forest is a special place. If you were hit by electrical discharge by these ice pillars, your spirit will be melted away. It was surprisingly easy to get you to stand in the center of these 4 pillars. That's where the power is most concentrated.
Oh, my spirit will be melted away.
My plan, elegant and useful. It's this. Grovyle, I lured you here for a purpose. After your spirit has been melted away, I will use your body, and in your place, I will return to the past.
What?
If Grovyle goes back to the past, Roy and Goku will be so incredibly happy. Don't you agree? They won't be the slightest bit suspicious. They will accept you as your friend. Sadly, the 2 innocents will be unaware of one flaw in their happiness. The body will be Grovyle's, but their conscience will be me. Everything we've done has been in preparation for this. The new agent, in fact, Grovyle, it's you.
No, Dusknoir! This can't be real! I mean, when did you plan? You and I returned together to this world from the past. There wasn't any time when you could have told this plan to Sableye. So how did you? No, there was time. That time when we returned to this world and saw the Sableye for the first time. Sableye.
Grovyle.
They found me already. I've got to get out here as fast as I can. But Dusknoir was still unconscious then. I thought I was the first of us to wake up. That was incorrect. It was the other way around. Dusknoir regained consciousness before I did. So he woke up first, talked to the Sableye. This plan of his.
It's taken you long enough to catch on, Grovyle.
Grovyle.
You've been in my way the entire time, and now your time is up. And when I inhabit your empty shell and return to the past, it will be child's play to take down Roy and Goku.
So what, are you the next Chucky? Don't believe there was foreshadowing of this, but the cool twist regardless. Sort of, I would say. Because of the Sableye saying they can't tell. Well, let's see. There wasn't any foreshadowing of this. There was no smiling or anything, so they definitely tried to keep it a secret, which is fine. It's a matter of the fact that Dusknoir commanded the Sableye to fight him all the time, even dealt with all his shenanigans. And the fact that they could not reveal who the henchman is, even when him telling him. So, I don't know, it was subtle, but it's definitely one of those like weird twists that you aren't expecting, for sure.
Give up now and let your spirit be melted away.
Oh, was I too trusting? Thought I could, but I believed you.
That's right, Grovyle. Your weak point is that you're too kind. I've said it before. Allow me to repeat it for emphasis. I really despise you, even when I shield you. It was simply according to plan.
You coward!
You can babble whatever you like. In the end, you have lost. You've lost because you trusted me.
No, I don't believe that. I wasn't wrong. I still trust you.
Do my ears deceive me? You say that even after all I've done, you still have trust in me? Yes, despite that, I know what's in your heart, Dusknoir. You had a moment of understanding.
Oh, whoopsie. I said it with Dusknoir's voice. You had a moment of understanding.
Humph then. We had nothing of the kind.
Ah, yes. Sure as sure can be. While we were on our adventure, when we were pressing on through dungeons, surmounting all challenges, while you were behind me, at some point I sensed that your feelings of hatred vanished.
What are you saying? That's impossible. I meant what I said. I despise you. That's all you sensed.
I asked you to remember more carefully. It's not just something I sensed. I'm very cautious, and even with caution in place, while we were on this adventure, I decided to trust you. Because I could sense your spirit. A spirit of loyalty. Dun dun dun! This is the cheesiest part of the story! It's like a full conversation while Grovyle is talking repeatedly. I mean, there's not much else he can do. He can't really fight. He can only really talk. Also, he's slowly dying, so technically speaking, he's doing what he can. I could clearly sense your spirit. Your shining spirit. It's like that anime where it's like, oh, shining flower go! Or whatever. What was the thing? I don't know.
Shining my spirit. Mine.
You've pledged loyalty to Primal Diaga, so you're trying to protect this world of darkness, but that just comes from the desire not to disappear. But really, for you most of all, is that enough to survive like this here? Is there any honest happiness in that for you? The meaning of life. Think of what it truly means to live, Dusknoir.
What it truly means to live. My meaning.
While I live, I want to shine. I want to prove that I exist. If I could do something really important, that would definitely carry on to the future. No, not just into the future. In Roy's and Goku's future too. My spirit has become part of them, I believe. In them, my spirit is alive. And that spirit could be passed along to others. And so, if I were to disappear, I think all that I have accomplished will go on. That would mean that it's living, right?
Even if I disappeared, I still live on. My spirit is alive. Even if I disappear, my spirit is alive.
Please remember, Dusknoir, what I sensed in the dungeon that time, your shining spirit.
My spirit. There's nothing shines like that. You're deluding yourself.
Master Dusknoir, are you alright?
Shut up.
Quack.
Has my spirit become part of others' minds? Then Grovyle's existence? Only it's too late now.
Master Dusknoir?
Oh, save a lie. It's the same for you. Haven't you ever thought of a future or a new life? Giving in to Primal Diaga and living your whole life in darkness. Is that truly what you want? Sableye, what does your heart tell you? Your sense of self-respect. Where has it gone? The electric discharge is getting stronger. I can't hold on. My strength is draining away.
If this goes on, Grovyle can't Spiritomb. You can't let this happen. You can move, can't you? Do something.
It's no good. My vision, it's going white. My spirit is going to melt away, and Settle Kaiba is gonna do what he wants with my body. No. Ah! My consciousness is fading. My spirit, finally fading.
Dusknoir. Master Dusknoir. Master Dusknoir rescued Grovyle.
The talk no jutsu worked. Aha! This is...
Grovyle, are you alright?
Barely. Dusknoir saved me. Uh-oh. Red Eyes. Red Eyes Black Dragon! Wait, that's not a black dragon, that's a blue dragon.
Master Dialga.
Uh-oh, Mr. Bad. Yes, very much. Also, hi, Lux Papyrus. How you doing? Welcome. Probably the final end of this little episode, so this is probably going to be the last bit of boss I do for tonight. So welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy me either getting beat down by Primal Dialga or me beating down Primal Dialga. One of the two will happen. Or I could just end it here and just say goodbye, but I won't.
Master Dialga.
I'll just let that sound effect.
Master Dusknoir.
Oh, he angry. Wow. That was a big, powerful slap, that's for sure.
Master Dusknoir. Master Dusknoir. We must protect him. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Need to move my body. It won't do what I tell it to. Oh, he's beating him up.
My paralysis is gone. Dialga.
Stop. Don't Celebi. Your roll time is like super powerful.
What?
Roar time is like one of the strongest moves in the entire game. Like in the game series. I think it is, honestly.
What's that?
If I remember right, that's called an aurora.
Wind has started blowing, and up in the sky there's an aurora. That means the sun, the eye has started to move. The air started to move. Paralyzed planet has started to move again.
Could it be history has finally changed? You did it, Roy. Goku. Dialga! Primal Dialga has become more ferocious! Uh-oh. Oh. Explosion! Explosion! Here we go. More time. EX.
Master Dusknoir.
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's more important to follow Master Dialga. The rest of you take care of Grovyle and Celebi. Hurry!
Would you like to save your adventure? See. And he'll be great. Basically, at this point.
Did he really go this way?
Yes, there's no mistaking it. Master Dialga has enveloped in this light, and then he vanished direction of this awesomely vast mountain.
It's hopeless.
What's wrong, Celebi?
At the pinnacle of this mountain, there's a passage of time. You know what's strange? Even though I was caught, I never said where the passage of time was.
Master Dialga went into even more of a rampage. He's no longer acting rationally. Maybe his instinct, pressed by his increased ferociousness, made him headed for the passage of time.
If Dialga were to hit the passage of time while he's not in his right mind, what would happen, Dusknoir?
If that occurs, now that the world has finally started to move, I don't know what will happen. We need to stop him quickly.
The light has gotten much brighter, huh? The sun is rising. Dawn is near.
It took a long time to recover. From here on, Grovyle and I, and Celebi will move as a group of three. We need to fight as hard as we possibly can to stop Master Dialga. But on the other hand, we'll be far less noble if we bring Sableye along. If we're not in time, then that's the end.
Understood.
Alright, let's prepare and then let's go.
Master Dusknoir. Grovyle, Celebi too.
What is it?
We're ready too. For the future, Master Dialga needs to come to his senses.
Yes, I understand. This is the final fight. We must bring Master Dialga back to his senses.
That's right. This is what I've been fighting for all this time. Just a little more. Hey, I get to have Celebi in my team. Huh? What was that? Don't tell me. Don't tell me this is...
Huh? Grovyle, what's wrong?
No, it's nothing. Roy, just a little more. Everything we've done so far. Just a little more and we can achieve our goals. Till the end, where I disappear, lend me your strength. Roy. Kangaskhan, Stone Kangaskhan always is help here, and honestly, I question how it can go through time. Seriously, how does it go through time? There's like all these seeds I have. It's like, how does it go through all this time? I'll store some blinker seeds. I don't need this many. that many. Oh, there's new dialogue. I just read. Stone Kangaskhan is true master time. Basically, Stone Kangaskhan is like the master time. Aw, Celebi likes Grovyle. Where are 2 of the Sableye? I know there are 6 Sableye here. So what happened to 2 of the Sableye? They died. they were just up there and then they died. I guess they gave too much of their life to healing everyone. God, it's hot in here. Alright, time to the final dungeon. Dialga took them. I'll be surprised if he actually did. Alright, so Papyrus, if just to let you know how I am playing these dungeons now, is that I'm going through these as fast as possible, just so that I don't use too much of my items, because I'm trying to save as much Reviver and Oran Berries till the very, very end. Because the past when I tried this stuff, I died too many times when I was trying to get to the very, very end. I'll go grab whatever items is on my way, if I can find it. Holy crap. Perish Song is in this game? Oh yeah, and yes, this is my first time playing this game, really. I played the Mystery Dungeon before, like Super Mystery Dungeon, but that was like a while ago. Oh, there it is. There's a Reviver Seed. And I've enjoyed it for the most part, but obviously I really don't like the all range moves in areas. I think they're really broken. They should have thoroughly fixed those. Like, so much needs to be fixed. That Mystery Dungeon is like best in all. I hate remakes. Hate the remake. Oh, okay. You like Super Mystery Dungeon? I like Super Mystery Dungeon. My problem with it specifically is that it's so slow at the beginning. Its story is interesting enough, but it takes like hours to get through it. That's why I actually I don't think I can attack it. Someone has Shadow Punch, yeah. He should use it. That's always the Pikachu. Okay. I don't know why he's not using it. I also just want to get to Smooch him because he's... Set move? Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. When did that actually lose everything? Or Shadow Snake. Shadow Snake works. Eye Drop Seed. Do I even need that? Yeah, I should swap this. I'll eat whatever seeds I get later. Actually, quick question. I'm actually curious. What does Celebi even have? Okay, so she does have some things. You lost a lot of moves. You know what? I could just eat this max elixir right now. Yep, there we go. I missed an orange berry, I think. Whatever. I have plenty. Woo! There we go. Okay. Gengar from Blue Rescue Team. You wish. I've killed so many Gengars from like Blue Rescue Team. Oh, gotta be. You know what? Screw it. I am not dealing with this. Okay, so that is the good thing about it, is that I have Celebi to get rid of Parasong. That's the good thing. Oh. Yeah, I just saw Celebi's and I just like I completely forgot that Celebi has Heal Bell. Also, I'm just like, I'm using my orbs really now, sparingly, because like, I want to make more room for specifically the, seeds, because I need seeds to, well, I can't use orbs during boss battles. So there's that. There's Oranberry. Oh yeah. Let's use that. Ah, yeah. You know, that really helps finding the area. I might have passed it actually, if I didn't do that. I already have enough apples. Yep. Let's find out. What are these items? Okay, cool. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I really should make Dusknoir. Well, no, Burn is good because, like, if I have, like, big important fights, it's good to burn when he can. I mean, I guess I could just organize it, but yeah. That's an apple. Oh, no, you die. This is why they have like freaking Smooch, like they have Celebi with you, because freaking Smoochum can learn Perish song. Celebi, we've climbed pretty far. Where is this? Is there much further? Is it much further to reach the pinnacle?
No, not at all. The pinnacle is only a little farther.
What does Celebi look like? She's sticking her neck out, just like the way she's like currently situated.
I've been thinking about what could have happened since we haven't seen Master Diablo so far.
Right. I think we may have reached the pinnacle already. Let's hurry. Well, save and continue because this is the last bit we got. Alright. So I'm guessing that there's like a few floors left, just like the last one was. This episode is super long. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, since I'm like so close to the end, I think I'm gonna get rid of like pretty much all my orbs at this point, just so I can get it. Oh, they have a yellow gummy in here. Oh, Amino gets immobilization? Interesting. This is why I should have done. As long as we can handle the ones that we have here. There we go. Yeah, first time seeing a monster house? I don't think it's your first time since you played Mystery Dungeon before. You should have at least seen a monster house. I'm cringing! Alright, let's see. What is silver? Actually, what is silver gummies? That's steel? Yeah, it's steel. Okay. I'm just gonna go into Dusknoir. Yeah. I was the biggest fan of Mystery Dungeon DS and only on the DS and Game Boy. So wait. What about 3DS? Didn't you like the 3DS? Or are you counting those also DSs? Because they're technically in the same family, yeah. Well, neato. I don't think I need that max elixir, so I would just head out. Because getting all those is just annoying as AF. Well, you just said you liked the... Then I'm confused. Why did you say you liked Super Mystery Dungeon? Because I was talking about Super Mystery Dungeon and you said you liked that. Or, okay, I guess like we were having a middle conversation and you were talking about... like, I was talking about I said I played Super Mystery Dungeon and you said that's the best mystery game of all, that's what I saw. I guess like I missed I was in the middle of conversation and I didn't see you comment specifically on this. Yeah, there was like a bit of misunderstanding. Alright, well, that's fine. I mean, I get that you like this one. Again, yeah, Super Mystery Dungeon is its own little thing. I've tried that one. I never grew up with Mystery Dungeon specifically, so that's why I'm playing it now. This is a blind playthrough. Well, I would say mostly blind. When I was like younger, I got spoiled by a lot of the stuff. look at the emotions with this game. I mean, yeah. I mean, Super Mystery Dungeon, when I played it, had its own fair share of emotions, so I would say, like, that's fine enough. It's not... Story pacing is just terrible, though. Will always make... The only game make it quiet. Oh, really? If you rank the Mystery Dungeon games, then, which one would you say is your, favorite? The worst? Where are you at in the main stories? No, you're graduated? What do you mean by that? Also, hello, Devere Stark. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm streaming Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky. If you don't know, this is my blind playthrough of Explorers of the Sky. I do request no spoilers. I should have mentioned that for you guys. No spoilers for anything. I also I'm trying to play this game in my own right, so I do appreciate if there wasn't any, god freaking dang it, if there's no backseating and stuff like that. But yeah, no worries, Lux. You can say where I am at. What I've done before, like up to now, is fine in its own right. But yeah, no. In terms of like the story, I don't want us to get any spoilers. I will mention what I've known or don't know, kind of thing. And so I honestly just don't want to get spoiled. Yeah, side story. Unlock it after graduate. Yeah, I unlocked this. I've unlocked this part of the game because, yeah, I beat this main story, so there's that. First time, oh good, yeah. But yeah, this is my first time playing this part of the story, so I'm just kind of experiencing as it is. God freaking dang it! Ay caramba! I gotta play through where I try and recruit him. I am not doing that. I will guarantee you guys, Stock and Lux, like, I will not 100% this game in any means. I've already gotten frustrated with the Mystery Dungeon games. Like, this is where I stand with Mystery Dungeon. I like the stories. I really like the concepts. I really do. I like this whole story, this whole idea, this whole beginning of towards the end kind of thing, and I really do. I really just don't like the AoE attacks and whatnot, like Perish Song, freaking Magnitude, Ominous Wind. Freaking Ominous Wind, literally, like, Paragon, my Paragon Greninja was here, and I was Ominous Wind like 500 times in like a dungeon and wasted so many resources on them. Yeah, so in my personal stance about Mystery Dungeon, I like the most, for the most part. I really do. But I cannot find myself pushing on to it. Oh, random sound effect. I actually genuinely do not like to I do not genuinely like to go at it because I think my sanity would honestly just deteriorate. So I will not go for 100%. I only am going for story beats. Once all story beats are done, I'm calling quits for the game before I hate it more than I should. Have you taken advantage of Spinder's Cafe? I have, actually. I've done that a few times. I haven't done it all the times, like as optimally as I could have. I'm not playing this game as optimally as I can. I'm just playing it as I personally see fit, is what I say to that. I mean, I don't know, I drop seed, I really don't. So yeah, that's my thing about this game, how I play through it. Yeah, I beat the story. I like Primal D. Let's see, what do we got here? I do not need to go here at all. I need to run away. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Once you went through the game as Eevee in one shot goes with tackle. Yeah, I know I could have, but that's not how I kind of forgot about that. And gotta hope. I'm gonna take the hit. I should have just retreated from here. Now this is where I wish I never got rid of all my, friggin' like... This is definitely where I should not have gotten rid of all of my orbs. You gotta be kidding me! Why does it always miss when it's like at the worst possible moments? It always misses at the worst possible moments. Like, I guarantee you, this game is just out for blood at times. How many Reviver Seeds did I lose? I still got a few. Not happy about it, but I'll work with it. That's why I hate the bouncing of this game. I know I could have done some certain things, but I can't always think of every single thing. You know what? Time to eat. Also, another thing I do just for fun is that I keep a plain seed on me at all times. It's just a joke of I have done since Super Mystery Dungeon, and this is just how I play. I like to have some fun with my misery. What was the dark green? It wasn't grass? I thought it was grass, but I guess not. Run away. Of course, I made it to the very last floor before I got the whole thing. In the cafe, you can sometimes trade plain seeds and orange berries, joy seeds, and life seeds. Yeah, I remember that. I could do that. But I'm not in the cafe, unfortunately, so I kind of just want to make room. I knew it. I knew you had already reached the pinnacle. Primal Dialga! Yangi. Yangi. He is very angry. Yeah. Are you all right?
But Dialga, he seems to be in pain.
The planet's moving again. It seems to be hurting Master Dialga's darkened heart.
Celebi, look behind Dialga.
Yeah, the passage of time.
It's still around.
It would be very dangerous if the passage of time were to be damaged.
This area. Just little by little, this area.
It's becoming brighter.
The wind is stronger.
Oh, there's a light emanating from Dialga's body. Our bodies too?
History is being distorted.
History distorted?
The end is coming. It's getting close.
What?
Until we disappear, we should do everything we can to bring Dialga back to his senses.
Oh, for the future. Our fight. This is the final one. Roy, Goku, please lend me your strength. Our final strength. Let's go. I really do like this music, honestly. This is definitely was a music I've kept listening to when I first heard of it. When it is like basically when this game kind of like first came out, I've always just basically what if this works? It works. Oop. Zzz. Yeah, I need to play this a little bit safer. There we go. A good move. Let's see. I will do a stun seed. Question is, do I give the Grovyle Dusknoir? Grovyle. That blast seed did nothing. I don't have any good ones, so I guess I'm gonna Hail Mary it for now. Oof. 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 That hurts. That hurts. Good thing I have plenty of orange berries. You dingus. I'm gonna beat you by that. I wish I had like a speed, I don't have a speed, dang it, I should have gotten the speed one. Now that I think about it, I should have gotten a speed one for Dusknoir. Ugh. That's the thing I regret now. Celebi and Grovyle are really good, but Dusknoir are just super slow. Well, never mind. Dang, that fight also went by really fast. I swear, like, I over-prepared for this fight. I did the same thing at the very end, too, when I fought Primal Diago for the first time in the main story, and it died really fast. Still Engie. And he's dead.
Body's heavy.
But we did it.
Yeah. We finally defeated Primal Dialga. Daybreak is near. Now we can only wait here for the end to come.
The end is coming. We're fading.
Dialga. Dusknoir.
Oh,
Celebi too.
Grovyle. Grovyle, please tell me. My life, did it shine?
Yes. Extraordinarily. I am glad.
I'm glad. I am up to the very end, not wavering. Honestly, I lived because of you, Grovyle. Thanks to you. Thanks to you, I have no regrets.
Dusknoir. The end. Me too. Me too, still slowly. Celebi. Aww. He's holding her. Celebi, are you alright?
yes, I'm fine.
This is... Oh. It's the morning sun. The sun is up. The art direction in this game is really good. I will have to give that. Can you see it, Celebi? It's the morning sun.
Is this the morning sun? I had no idea. A world in which the sun rises. It is so beautiful. The sun. I had no idea that it could be this warm. Being able to see the sun before the end, and being able to see it with you. I'm really glad that I am alive. I'm really glad.
I am too.
Goodbye, Grovyle. I am so happy.
All the rocks are gone. And the world's back to normal. This is a plot twist.
still here. I didn't disappear. Why?
Well, technically you did, Dusknoir. Only for like 5 minutes.
That is true. We're not disappearing.
I thought if history was changed, that would be the end. So, why is this? Again, why are there only 4 Sableye? Where's the other 2? Well, this Spiritomb, yeah. We truly are still here. Not dead!
Wonderful! But I don't know why we were fading and then disappear. But anyway, everyone is alive! Everyone is safe! Isn't this just an amazingly wonderful ending? A wonderful thing?
If this happened, does that mean this was a miracle? Can we say that?
No. It was no miracle. I should give him a better voice. Dialga!
Master Dialga.
For a very long time, I saw only darkness. During that time, the world became filled with chaos.
Master Dialga.
I take responsibility for it. Now that things have been resolved, I'll support this new world from here on out. The miracle never happened. And he destroyed everything. Nah, he didn't.
This is...
Master Dialga's telepathy?
Oh, okay, that is a sick transition. Even on the DS.
Wow!
The land is it turned green.
Such a beautiful scene.
This is Dialga's power.
Master Dialga.
Dialga, I have something I want to ask. Earlier, when we did not disappear, you said it wasn't a miracle. But was it thanks to you? No. It was not thanks to me. Actually, let me think. You're gonna do... Fix that a little bit. No, it was not me. I don't have the power necessary to stop you from disappearing. However, a being higher than myself, that being's power could have done it. This was surely that power at work, I believe. And so, must express my gratitude. It is wonderful that you've returned the world from darkness for me. I'm truly, truly grateful. To you, and the ones who have stopped the planet's paralysis in the past. Your friends. That's right. We are still here. Roy, you too. I hope you're safe as well. If you did not disappear either, are you still alive? And Goku, you. The fate of Pokemon in the future, when you change history, my fate and that of Roy, I expect you'll find out later. But right now, what are you thinking? The wind. The light. If you can carry my message, please send it to Roy and Goku. Thanks to you, the future has been freed from darkness. we and the other Pokemon in the future are safe. We didn't disappear. From now on, we're going to combine our strengths and rebuild this world. For Celebi, who has supported me all this way, after this, above all, we are still alive. Roy, Goku, can you hear me? We are still alive. Staff credits. That's the second staff credits I've seen today. No, not today, but that's the second staff credits I've seen of this game. Yeah, no, that was a much better compact story as like a little bit of epilogue to the whole like Mystery Dungeon story game. I liked every other one. Bidoof and like Sunflora were always like just little bits, and obviously Wigglytuff got a little bit of a backstory too, which I liked. So I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting one other. I feel like I'm forgetting another episode, but no, this was definitely the best of them all. It was a little bit long, a couple BS Pokemon. Oh, so looking at you, Driftblim. Like freaking Driftblim is freaking a BS Pokemon to know. Like, I just yeah, but I do like it. I like how they hinted at like a being higher than Dialga helped keep every single future Pokemon to exist still. So I appreciate that they did that. Team Charm 1 felt more like, so we know where the last time gear was. Yeah, actually, no, that would make sense. It was a little bit of like a setup in a sense, but also an optional setup. So I like that. But no, yeah, it overall, the story for this game is definitely way better than Super Mystery Dungeon. Super Mystery Dungeon felt a gradual progression, but it was so slow. This one felt like everyone got their moments. Like every single main big Pokemon got their moment in the game. So I like that, and this just it had a more consistency and better pacing. So story-wise, this is definitely the best. I can see why this is held in high regards. So I very much like it. And that's the end, but not for this whole entire game. I still got the main story post game to do. There's still a little bit of story left to do in that. I guess to do that, please discard something. Oh my god, I have to discard items. Let's see. Whew. If I can keep in my plain seed. Let's see. I got the zinc band. Oh, I got like a lot of thorns. Don't need that. I got a lot of this stuff. Yeah, I got a lot of orange berries, so I'm not hurting on that. Max elixirs. Let me just look at max elixirs. I just want to look at max elixirs specifically. Yeah, I got a lot of items I can get rid of. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna get rid of some of my orbs, cause some of these orbs can definitely. I'm gonna get rid of like a bunch of like copies of them. So escape orbs are nice, so I'm gonna keep them for now. What was your hero and partner? So my hero, which is Roy, was a Torchic, and my partner was a Riolu, which is named Goku. Early on I just did some random names, and we came up with that. So, yeah, I could have changed it, yeah, but I honestly wanted to play this game without like changing some stuff, so that's what I did. Yo, Max, what's up? I'm surprised you're awake, my dude. It is almost 3. I need to hydrate. Thanks, Max. Dude, Max, if you're up, we want to do Degen, do Degen Puyo Puyo. I kid. Unless... I'm always up, like, kid. I kid, but... I'm pretty awake right now, so... But... So, yes? Yeah, but yeah, no. So yeah, this is what my story progress has been like. I played like so much hours. I played like 3 hours. Wow, I actually got exactly. I have no seconds, so that's actually really cool. Oh yeah, Max, if you don't know, I actually named the group in this mystery dungeon game the Elf Fighters, and I made you a Pokemon. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. I forget what because I literally was like, I'll grab whatever Pokemon and name each person of the team as the Pokemon. So I actually legit don't know what Pokemon I've named all of us. I know that I named myself a Starly, which turned to Staravia. Gangs out here. Let's see. I know. Let me look at this. Oh yeah, here's Biz. He's a Lily. Matt is a Anorith. Let's see. Oh, Carl is a Shellos. Right, Gonsu is a Chingling. And you are... I missed you. Wow, I was like looking through this. Why do I have 2 ballers? I have 2 ballers. Where's Max? I know I have Max somewhere around here. Oh, there is Max. You're a Geodude. Freaking swole. Let's go. But yeah, no, I played Mystery Dungeon. I beat the game, and I think I beat all the main episodes, really. I might talk to Paragon after stream and ask a few questions on like where I'm at in terms of like stuff. But yeah, yeah, here's Team Charm. Yeah, like I beat all the special episodes. I think that's all the special episodes in this game, and by my guess, by the looks of it, there's a few more story plot points I need to hit here and there. So that is we will continue on and see how that goes kind of thing. Yeah, I've been playing this game for a very long time, so whew. But yeah, I played that, so I beat the game. And so really right now I'm honestly at a point where I could continue on, but I'll leave it up to Max. Like Max, do you really? I'm honestly really down for like playing games with you if you want. It doesn't have to be Puyo Puyo. It could be anything right now. I'm down for going on for at least another hour or two if you're down. I don't know what I would be. Down for Puyo Puyo? Okay. PC or Switch? Because honestly, I don't know. PC. Okay, oh, obviously this is a pure one. Alright. Guess we could do a quick private call. Okay, let me just get that Puyo. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to Puyo for tonight. Yeah, that mystery dungeon is fun. So let me just get to Puyo Puyo set up. Let's see. Where's my Puyo Puyo? I have Puyo Puyo installed. Yeah, there we go. Let me get my controller. God, I need to get my controller for... Oh, Max, you changed your Steam name? For a second, I was like, who is this new person? Yes, sir.